Extent podcast.
Yeah, first episode. Here we go. I think we should tell people like why we started it, and I don't know what's kind of motivating our podcast journey. I guess. What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah. First, I think is that. I won't speak for you, but I felt like for me, it's like a good way to feel like you're doing something productive. And Sundays are easy to get lazy. So I think that or especially me, I was looking for something to keep me productive and keep me interested on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when like my other options were sitting on the couch for 8 hours and watching football or something.
I was going to say watching football.
Yeah.
I think too, like we both graduated in May from college, and I think we're in a very relatable and different, weird, awkward stage in our lives with the big transition from going from college, which is like stability, and you go to a certain school and you do homework and you study, and like now we moved to a new city and we are working full-time jobs. Like it's a huge transition, so I think like a lot of people can relate to that, at least in our age range, whether you're about to graduate or you already have graduated and you're going through this transition. So I think we also thought it'd be kind of relatable to talk about and like talk about our experiences, and then also I guess hopefully meet people that are going through some similar transitions and like how they kind of went through it.
Yeah, I can see that too.
And I guess for fun too. We were looking for
Yeah. For fun, yeah, exactly. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it'll be interesting. Hopefully it'll spark more interesting conversations, you know? Like we think of more interesting topics, and hopefully it sparks like some good ideas, some creativity, you know? We
thought too, like having, I guess, a girl and a guy's perspective on topics could be very interesting, because I don't know, I feel like we talk about things and we definitely have different takes on a lot of different things, but it's cool to talk about and like see it from your perspective, and I don't know how you feel about my perspective, but
yeah, no, like different perspectives that's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
Just to see and to learn and to get creative, I guess. So I think that's a good starting point, a good segue to like, this is our intro, this is what we want to do.
I agree.
So I guess we could start by like talking about ourselves.
Yeah, who are we?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you want to start, you can go ahead and start, or I will.
I'm Avery. I graduated recently in May from the University of Colorado Boulder. I studied journalism there, and I'm now working full-time job in marketing, which is kind of cool. We both live in Denver now. That's a new city for both of us, and I guess I'm from Chicago suburbs. I guess we both are. That's where we met and grew up together, and that's my gist so far.
Yeah. I guess, not as similar, but I went to school in the Midwest. I went to Indiana University, and I just graduated in May as well. I studied business there, and now I'm working for a company here in Denver as well. So I'm doing sales and marketing, pretty similar to Avery. And I guess we should probably mention that Avery and I are dating. I guess we mulled over that, but that's kind of why we are together, you know, making a podcast as well. I moved out to Denver like a couple months after I graduated, and then so brand new experience for me, being in the Midwest my whole life.
Yeah.
Which is cool though. The Midwest is cool. I definitely feel like I may end up back there, so might as well get out while I'm still young and need new experiences and stuff. And I'm sure we'll get into into all that with this podcast as well, diving deeper into, moving across the country, moving to different spots.
New city.
Yeah, getting away from home, which is really the whole reason why I decided to move out here. Is I just needed to get something new, get different experiences out here, meet different people, because you never really find out how big this country is and how different each part of the country is until you like move out there or live there.
Yeah.
Which like even moving to Colorado was a brand new experience. It's been crazy. So might as well document it, right?
I think with the new year too, I think this is just exciting for us and something new we can use as a platform to talk and share our experiences, obviously in a new city and new jobs, a lot of new things, new exciting things.
Yeah, maybe like it could be kind of a little therapy for us, you know?
Yeah, honestly.
Get out the feelings and everything. I think that could be interesting, kind of an interesting way to go about it as well. You say like conversation topics for the podcast.
And I do hope like eventually we could have other friends or like people we know also talk on topics they're more experienced with, and we can like ask them questions and get their input and whatever the topic is. I think that could be really interesting. I think another thing to mention is like we both have been recently into podcasts, and I think we kind of just like sparked an idea in our head being like, we could do this, like this is fun, this is so cool, like this is very creative and like a good pastime to put your energy into, something like, again, productive, like you said.
Yeah.
Which I like.
And podcasts are just huge now.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a podcast now. So I think it could be cool. It seems like there's an audience for everything. And I like podcasts so much because you can learn about whatever you want.
I agree.
From anybody, you could like find experts on anything.
I like the perspectives too, like getting other people's perspectives on topics and like, I guess, like opening your mind to new ideas or like topics and their input on things that you never would have thought of.
Yeah. And it kind of interconnects everybody, you know, like you can find an audience that you identify with. And you're like, this person identifies with what I agree with or something like that. And it's a good way for people to feel like, oh, like maybe like they're lost in life or something, to find really like a group of people who like feel the same way as them, you know, or something like that, which is like our kind of position in life right now. Is
I was about to say, that's kind of how we feel too. It's like,
it's a weird time.
Yeah.
Weird time for sure.
And I feel like a lot of our friends we talk to too, whether they're like in Denver, in California, like college friends, home friends, whoever it is, like they all feel the same way. Like it's just like, you can't really compare your experience to others. You know what I mean? I guess you can compare them, but you can't like, everyone has a different experience. There's no like cookie cutter, like right way to do things.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it so hard. There's no like right way to do things. You kind of just have to really figure it out by yourself.
And this is like an easy time of life, it feels like, to get lost or to be like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. Like you get out of college and then it's like, here's life.
Yeah,
and
like what the hell is that?
Yeah. Like figure it out after that.
Yeah.
And like college does a great job of, you know, preparing you intellectually, it feels like.
Yeah.
Like
with
you
your
get
major and
you get a lot of skills and stuff. But I guess you could probably attest to this. Like you don't always go into the field of, like you don't always get a job in the field that you majored in, and then you're like,
yeah, usually you don't.
yeah. And it's like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
You learn on the fly. You figure it out.
You just go with the flow.
Yeah.
And figure it out, which is what we're doing.
Yeah, we're figuring it out right now. So I think like, using something like this, a podcast like this, at least people can see like, oh, these people are lost too.
That's the thing too, is like I really want this to be relatable for people to be like, okay, not everyone has their shit together. Like it's okay not to, and it's normal. Like I feel like people don't talk about that. Being like, everyone wants to be like, oh, I have my shit together. I'm like
Yeah,
you know,
true, yeah.
living the best life. I moved to a new city. My life is glamorous. Like, I guess mostly on social media when you, like, are
Yeah.
connected with people being like, oh, wow, she's thriving in New York City. Like,
Mhm.
I hate my job. Like, what am
Yeah.
I doing wrong? And it's like, that's not always true.
Yeah, you're not, I don't know. Yeah, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just
Yeah.
like, you see, I don't know, social media presents an image of people that they want to show to, like, everybody. Like, that's what they want to be seen as, you know?
Mhm.
But, I don't know, I feel like nobody at this point in time knows what they're doing.
Right. And we're definitely in, like, entry-level jobs. Like, I know, obviously, like, we know each other very well. Like, we both have had our struggles so far this year, and I think it'd be awesome to, like, share them and be, like, realistic about things instead of being like, oh my god, my life is perfect. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah. But,
So I think, I don't know, that's probably a really good intro to what this podcast is, like, gonna cover.
I feel like that was a lot, though. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we have a certain topic. We have a lot of things we want to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like we're going to only talk about our lives. Like, I
Mhm.
want to talk about many things. So I think that's why it's hard to, like, what is this podcast about? I think it's just, like, our take on things and, like,
Yeah.
our experience, our, I don't know, perspectives on topics.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting. It's gonna be, it'll be another roller coaster.
Yeah.
And I think, like, with different topics, I mean, like, some will find an audience and some might find a different audience, some might find no audience. We'll see. I mean, it'll be cool to see what people respond to, you know? If or like what kind of topics are interesting, what you can, like, what people want to dive more into.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm too. I think we've been talking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm excited that we're finally, like, just doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of were like, even today, like, we woke up, we're like, should we just start today? Like, sure,
Yeah.
we have nothing going on, it's a Sunday, you know, like, it's winter, we can't really do much
Yeah,
today.
exactly.
So I'm also excited, and I'm glad we're starting it, and I hope everyone listening enjoys
Yeah.
our journey. Also trying to figure out how to even start a podcast, I guess,
Yeah.
too, you know?
And yeah, I mean, it didn't take much to start a podcast. Like, it's not like we're professionals out
To
here.
his guts and
Yeah, I guess. It's more of like the motivation and, like, the doing. Like, you just get started, and I feel like it's gonna come a lot easier after you keep doing it, you know? But yeah, we got these 2 microphones. They look pretty professional out here. But I mean, yeah, it's not like we have a studio or anything. You don't need a ton of stuff to get started.
We're at my house. On the
Yeah.
couch.
So, yeah, I think it's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, that's an intro. We don't want to get too in depth to, like, the topics yet, because, like, they're gonna have their own specific episodes. And so we got a bunch of, like, brainstorm topics already
Yeah.
that we're gonna start off with. But I think as we go on, like, it'll help us, you know, build off that.
Mm-hmm.
But for the intro, this will probably be a pretty short episode, just because we want to introduce ourselves, let you know what we're doing here.
Our goals are.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what are our goals? What do you think?
I feel like, I don't know, I mentioned, like, I think I, like, at least for me, like, when I try to find a podcast, like, I want it to be relatable. Something I can
Yeah.
relate to, and not something super, like, holy shit, like, you know, I want it to be, like, people in our age group, like, being like, wow, these kids, like, are going through the same thing as me. Like, it's really okay not to, like,
Yeah.
know what's going on. I guess that's not a very concrete answer, but
No, I understand what you're saying, and I feel like a lot of the really popular podcasts interview celebrities almost.
right.
People who, like, are the 0.1% of the rest of the people, you
Which
know.
is still
The
cool
rest
to
of the
listen
population.
to. It's
Yeah,
just
it is.
not realistic for us to be like, okay.
It's not relatable, I guess. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like, they live different lives than we do.
Completely different.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's cool that, like, I don't know, I always have been searching for podcasts or like people that are our age, like going through the same thing and like their take. So I think that's kind of my goal. How about you? What are you thinking?
Yeah. I honestly think I want more of like a completion goal. Like I just want to keep it going. Keep it going no matter like what's going on, no matter how it's going, or I just want to like, I think there's going to be ups and downs for sure.
Yeah. I think you and I both also have talked about like just having something creative and like fun to like look forward to during the week. You know, like go through the work week, whatever we do on the weekends, and be like, Sundays are for podcasts. That's another thing. We are planning on recording every Sunday and then coming out with the episode on Tuesdays.
Yeah, Tuesday morning probably.
Tuesdays, to some extent Tuesdays. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That works. That works for me. Yeah. I think Tuesday's a good time.
Yeah.
Just to.
I don't know.
Yeah, Tuesday's the real Monday, you know?
Kind
That's
of
what people say.
beginning of the week.
Yeah,
Something
exactly.
to watch throughout the week or listen to,
Yeah.
I guess.
I'd even argue Tuesdays are worse than Mondays.
I know.
Are tougher.
But yeah,
So.
that's the gist.
Yeah.
We're excited. And yeah, we'll catch you next Tuesday.
Yeah, with our first real episode. Trying to get it to be a little longer than this for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe we can talk about our experience with the big transition and really dive deep into like both our experiences.
like the move out here?
Yeah,
Yeah, gotcha.
that could be cool.
Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned, but we're both from the same town
Yeah.
in Chicago area. So, yeah, moving out here is definitely different. So yeah, I think that's a good start, right? It's probably the biggest thing that's been in our lives recently, right?
Yeah, biggest transition
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, thank you.
Cool, yeah. Thank you too. I'm excited to get started.
Woohoo!
Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys next week.